do, well, as promised, our game show tour.
A little bit late. Maybe we've been slacking, who knows.
Well, no, it's because we're working a lot.
That's true, actually. But it's my birthday today, so this is my present, is celebrating our gold.
And I've luckily had a half day, so we get to do something like this, which is cool, and show everyone our game show tour.
Well, the game
the start of it.
Yeah, we thought we'd start off in the living room because we're going to work back, because obviously most of the time is going to be spent in the games room. So this is something I bought Faye for her birthday a few years ago, and I went up to Birmingham to get it. It was awesome, guys.
For a certain age.
A certain age with a 0 in it that doesn't have a 2 in front of it. Or a 4.
Why would you say that?
So
many numbers left, is there? No, 50.
You're not 60, so yeah, I went up to Birmingham to get this, and it was really cool because I picked this up and it works perfectly. And did I say you could? I'll edit this out, but don't touch, okay? Okay.
I think it's mine. I think you shouldn't touch it.
This is true. So yeah, when I went up to Birmingham to get this off the guy, I went in. He had loads of dogs in his house, and he had this that he was selling for a fair price, which is cool. And he also had this, it looked like a load of, first of all I just thought it was a load of like glass. And I said, what is that you're making over there? And he said, oh, it's a digital pinball machine. Playing that was one of the best moments of my life because it was this huge, beautiful digital thing with, and what are those things called? Gyros in it that give real feedback. I'm going off topic. Anyway.
Which we don't have.
No, they cost about £8,000, but they are amazing. So.
But then I always find that I would want to pay, it's cool to have £8,000 for like one big digital one, but I would want to pay £5,000 or between 3 and 5 for an Elvira one, or something specific like Terminator. Or...
The problem is, and
it's just the one game,
but it's the
non-digital. The
problem is though they break so easily, and the one thing we cannot do is fix anything. So if anything breaks, as you'll see when we show you the next thing, if anything breaks,
it hasn't broken, is it?
No, but just getting it sorted and running and stuff. So yeah, we got this. This is it's got a Pandora's Box 3 in it. I know they're probably up to 4 or 5 now, but. I don't really, there's probably just not that much different in games, and this has been something we've played a lot, not so much since we moved in this flat because we didn't know where to put it.
Yeah, and then for ages that I misplaced or put very safely the cable to the back.
Yeah, she said I can't find the cable at the back, it's a really specific cable, and I looked at the back and said it's a kettle lead and I'm in a band, so I've got about 40 million of these for my amp. So, but yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, if there was something in here that measured how much time you play games on this, Turf Masters by Neo Geo would be up there in the dozens of hours.
See, I like a bit of Frogger.
You do like Frogger, but Frogger's on the other one.
Yeah, but I like Frogger on this one.
I prefer. Oh, there's Frogger. So you're just gonna play it?
Yeah.
Oh. So yeah, so CFA's gonna have a quick blast of Frogger. But yeah, we picked this up from, and this has been really good because the genius of having like an arcade system just in your house. It would be cool to have a full-size stand-up one, but when most of that is just for the height and the coin box, so we obviously don't need that. So usually we play this. We've got a couple of chairs. Obviously, she's 100 over now, but it is just really cool to have something with so many games on because when you sit down. I mean, we haven't played them all yet. You know, you sit down and you're like, okay, let's play Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. There's a second one on here which I didn't realise about, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs 2, good, which I played. But it's just nice to sit down, kind of, and just work your way through some games you've never played before. What?
It's not working properly.
Really? Why?
I lost.
Oh, I thought you went in Rogue and then...
No,
casually just got halfway through the level, a couple of flicks with the
elbows. Oh, funny.
But yeah, it's nice to have... what was that sound though? Was that like a level complete?
No, this was a sound of... Oh no. It's broken actually.
In a flip side of me getting that for you for a certain birthday, you got this one for me for one of my birthdays. And you can explain this because you've obviously picked this up and got it arranged and delivered.
Basically just picked it up.
Just picked it up and carried it?
I think I had it on eBay. It's from Newport. From someone who collected cocktail arcade tables from the 70s.
It's an expensive hobby.
But I think they were selling up and moving on, and he kind of delivered this for a fee.
Yeah.
So this was meant to be the German version of Astro Attacker, which was kind of acts like Space Invaders. Originally, when I bought it, it had the old school CRT monitor, which was burnt out.
It was heavy, yeah.
Quite sadly, and because I've been talking to this gentleman online, and he sent me pictures and videos. I assumed it worked, and blah blah. Anyway, I had it delivered, and it was on your actual birthday day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really cool. The screen flickered, didn't it?
Yeah.
It just couldn't.
And then cue lots of screen burn and never worked.
Yeah, and every time you turned it on, it kind of, bear in mind, it's like from the late 80s Astro Attacker. So you turned it on, you could kind of smell like burning, and the TV was tiny and it was monstrously heavy.
And he basically said it was due to maybe the travel or something that kind of basically nailed it in the end.
Yeah, and
he's just such a shame.
And because there's a guy we used to know, we don't see much anymore, called Steve, who owned a retro gamer shop in Newport. Steve's Toy Army. And what was the shop called?
Steve's Toy Army.
It was called Steve's Toy Army. I thought that was just his eBay name. But yeah, Steve's Toy Army. We bought some really cool stuff of him over the years, including Mutant League Hockey. Good.
He
fixed it.
Yeah, fixed it. We paid for him to have it.
He came around to our old flat and looked at it and said it's basically a complete death trap. Like, it's cool that the whole shell is there, but the PCB was working. But the monitor was knackered, and the power was really dangerous. And like one of the knobs of the joysticks had gone, and he replaced some of the buttons and Play 1, Play 2 when he replaced. And on the inside he added one. Yeah. So all in all, he did actually awesome. He did it for a really fair price. So he basically just said, "Look, just keep this as a shell. You've got the original kind of PCB." So basically that's what it was, wasn't it? Literally, it's basically like that, a shell. It's just gutted and had cocktail games attached, which is kind of sad. But if it's been in storage for 30 years, it's just one of those things. Yeah. And now instead of having one game, we've got, I think there's 60 on there. It's an iCade 60 in one. That's it. Yeah. So. And obviously I covered this in nice black Fablon. Yeah, because it's a bit worn. We are going to get this glass top finally. I priced it up a couple of days ago, so we're going to get this glass topped. I'll show you the insides in a minute, but yeah, it's really cool. This is one that my parents love playing when they come around, because it's got Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and all the old classics on it. And when it's got a glass top to it, it's going to be completely and utterly unstoppable. So yeah, this has served us really well. I'll show some footage of it. Oh, sorry, yeah. Don't know how much you can see from that angle, but. You can see it's all the original. Someone actually did have a glass top, and now they've taken it off. You see the hinges. Yeah. So again, it's just one of those long-term works in progress. Sorry, where we've not moved on to other things, but you get it and it works. You think, oh, we'll get a glass top for that. Oh, we'll put acrylic on it. We'll get some, and then you end up buying something else and moving on. And housing, we do have the actual original German Astro Attacker in there, don't we? But it's not plugged in, obviously, because we've got it in rigged up. So. Yeah, these are the two main things in the living room, apart from your handheld collection in that really nice 1920s glass cupboard over there. So yeah, this is the Astro Attacker gutted and refurbed cocktail table we use. We use when my parents come around. We fancy some real classic gaming. Yeah, well, we used to play quite a lot, didn't we? Just finding the time again, Just cool. This is my most favourite thing in our games room, or gaming flat, as now it's turned out to be. Yeah. But we are, especially myself basically, a massive collector of Tiger LCD games, or any kind of electronic handheld game. Anything you can hold in your hand. And game with, I'm there. And put a watch battery in. Yeah. But over the years, I suppose, accumulated so much stuff. And we just thought it would be nice to be able to display it as well. Because they are so small, numerous and colourful, it's kind of... we did say it would be nice to have them in one place. And we obviously you've got more that we need to put out, which eventually all hidden away in the bedroom, are they? And just like IKEA, Kallax shelving and stuff. It's quite sad, it's all like just hidden in boxes. But, we'll get them at some point, or maybe get another cabinet like this, because this is really cool. Yeah, a surprising amount of people comment on this as well, don't they? Yeah, and it was like... £20-30. It seemed like such a good deal, and I when I first saw it, I just thought that is absolutely perfect for these kind of games. And I love how it's got like a little lock and key, quite magical. Yeah, like I said, 1920s cabinet, and I don't know if you can see if I can. I don't know if I can open it. You pull that back. It's got that old smell as well, yeah, which I really like. Wish you could smell it, because it smells absolutely awesome, doesn't it? Yeah, it's history. Yeah, wasn't it someone's great aunt? An older gentleman's great aunt. So this is from, was it the 1920s you said? I want to say it was 20s, yes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure he quoted 20s. Only problem is single glazing, gotta be careful. Yeah, and luckily it came with the 2 glass shelving as well, which was very hard to put back in. Do you remember? Oh god, yes, it's so delicate. And he sawed the foot off the cabinet when he gave it to us, and he's like, "You're going to be okay gluing it back on." And I thought... luckily we screwed it through, because it wouldn't fit in his car. He drove down from Leeds. He came from Leeds to Cardiff, didn't he, to Bonkers. And literally cut off clean the foot of the...
Anyway, it all worked out. It's all good. But yeah, if you want to come and have a little closer look.
I'll let you take over with it.
Pull you forward. There we go. That's our cabinet, generally. Let's have a look. So it ranges from anything from things like the grandstand, Scramble, Firefox, as you can see in the bottom, Crazy Monster. We've got Space Laser Fight. We've got some box ones at the back, Space Invader, Pac Monster. We have to get some from that actually. And in the middle, we've got things like BMX Burner, which is your favourite, isn't it? Or BMX Flyer is your favourite.
BMX Flyer is the one that's outstanding. I've wanted a BMX Flyer for about, it must be about 7 years now. I'm just waiting for the right moment. But that's the prequel to it.
So that's that.
There we go.
And how does the music go, Britt?
On BMX Flyer, it's dun, 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 dun.
Thanks for that.
That's fine. It's been in my head for 30 years.
I'm trying to think what else we've got in here that you can probably see that could be of interest. Well, basically we've got a lot of the electronic, the Tiger ones, which are a personal favourite of mine. How are you feeling on Tiger electronics? I absolutely love them. And I hate when people slate them because I think it's fantastic. And like, okay, maybe they're not fantastic, but they are playable, and people say they give up, and they are playable games.
I think, in my opinion, the problem with Tiger games is people buy them and they play them and they say, oh, you know, that's crap. But the truth is that, as you've shown on that little series you started, you've done a few of, when you like read the story and read the controls, the game makes much more sense. And you're like, oh, I get this now. This level you have to do this, this level you have to do that. And when you know that, instead of, it's like anything, you pick up any RPG and just have no idea where the buttons are, you think, well, I don't like this.
Yeah, and granted, you do need to probably look at the instructions first before playing it. This is the kind of time where you think, do you know what, instructions are very important. Like you get a new phone or new anything, nah, don't read the instructions. Old school Tiger Electronics, read the instructions first because it'd make more sense. So
and if you do pick up Daytona, don't worry, there's a little light on this, so you can see the screen.
Double Dragon 2.
You got that in Expo, didn't you?
Yeah. Quite a few of them I have actually. Gauntlet. This I love. And this is by Acclaim. Yeah, I thought this was really cool. And quite rare online. It didn't come with the back, but you know what? It doesn't bother me.
Well, you can get 3D molds of those now cheaply anyway,
yeah,
can't you, if you
well,
wanted
no,
to.
not cheaply, because they like £6 each.
Really?
Yeah, like a ridiculous price. I wish we could do them ourselves. But that's one of my favourite things, because when it arrived in the post as well, it was basically pristine. And I'm sorry, Sylvester Stallone, yes please.
A Tamagotchi that Faye bought literally a few months ago. How long
No, that wasn't a few months ago.
Oh, this is the original one.
That's my original one that I had as a kid. Literally when I was about 11.
Does this still work?
When I was in Butlins.
If this still works. There was a button.
On the stomach.
Laugh to put Mark Hamill to shame. I love that. The fact that still works is brilliant.
Yeah, because my brother got the Crypt Keeper as well for Christmas. We both did. And he had a box version with a Mexican hat. I remember thinking, oh, that's awesome. And I opened one of my presents, and I had the Crypt Keeper because at the time I used to watch the horror channel a lot with my mum. And one of the things we used to watch quite a bit was Tales from the Crypt. And it's kind of one, I love that show.
I think a couple of the things, my personal favourites on this would be Back to the Future 3, which is probably better than the Mega Drive game, let's face facts. Burger Time is amazing on anything.
Quite handy.
You've got Pac-Man 2 over there. I don't know if it's in shot. I think, yeah, it is. Just on the...
Oh,
we have this of a friend. It's 2 players. What would you want?
By NTX Electronics. From your friend Rupert, who went to a boot sale.
Who's on State of Play.
Paid £1 or something for it.
And it's pristine. And it's such a good game. It's such a good game.
I was so envious. And he gave it to us in the end as well, didn't he? And
another one, I'm not sure if this is rare, because like I said, I don't know as much as you, but with you, a Smurf double screen.
By Tiger Electronics as well. That
must be an early one.
So this is Smurf, Double Scream Tiger Electronics from 1984. Look at it, how gorgeous is that? Absolutely lovely condition. Yeah, how nice is that though? It's like brand new.
Yeah.
Well, not quite brand new, but like new-ish. Sadly, it doesn't work, and I paid a few pennies for it. Perhaps more than I should have.
Political response.
Then you think, this is like, again, a piece of history, and I've never come across something like this.
I've never seen a Smurf one, especially the fact that it's a gold. It's kind of like the as you'll see on the next shelf, the Mickey and Donald. What are they called? The Game & Watch sort of golden covers, isn't it?
Yeah, but again, there's something I couldn't hold back and not buy, because I go through a phase, you know, we both look at games online and games on eBay that we want to buy and stuff, and I've had a few months off doing that because it gets quite addictive, doesn't it? But then you don't work for nothing, do you? So this is how we spend our cash. This was really cool that we picked up from Play Expo Manchester's Shark Island by Tandy. Yeah. But that was like a really good deal as well. It wasn't like 20 quid or something.
I can't remember.
It was very decent, and it's got the instructions and original. I love the original polystyrene as well.
Good.
Look at that. Oh my god, that's even shiny and new as well. Look at it. Look how shiny it is. Shiny.
It's almost like no one played it because it was crap.
Excuse me. But got the instruction thing in there as well. I thought that was a steal. The price it was, I'm sure it was like 15 quid or I want to say £12 actually. And I'm throwing prices out there, but I think it was about £12. I'm thinking that is very good. So that's that one. What else have we got? This is another favourite.
Well, actually, do you want to tilt the camera slightly so they can see the third shelf? There we go.
So this one, again, Tiger Electronics. I'm not sure about you, but like I can't remember seeing it.
Okay.
I can't remember seeing this. Anyway, before I've never ever seen it. So on eBay recently, when I've been looking, I'd say recently at the beginning of the year, I found the Smurfs thing, handheld, Rambo, this little number, and a couple of other things. Worth it, I think. Again, I think this cost like probably £50 or something.
You're whispering, but they'll know.
But again, at least this one works, and it's classic, isn't it?
Yeah, but it comes with an alarm as well, Faye. So you know, it's not.
Yeah, most of them did though. It's not a special one.
Yeah, the battery's already here. Good. Don't want any leakage.
What else have we got? One of my favourite things is this, which I had literally for a good price as well. I think it was like literally about £20.
That was a recent one as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, but end of last year, is Super Mario Nintendo Watch.
I did used to have one of those in school, and I do remember the game. I still think one of my favourite games is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2. I think it's 2. Where you have to go at the start. You have to go in the sewers, pick up the key, and then go and rescue April O'Neil, and it loops. I really like that game. I don't know if that's 1 or 2 though. I think it's 2.
I want to say 2, yeah.
And you've got a lot of really nice Game & Watch stuff up here then.
Yeah, so this is our Game & Watch collection at the top.
It's your Game & Watch collection, isn't it, really?
It's my Game & Watch collection at the top. This is what I'm addicted to. Brit loves Mega. I love this tat. But how gorgeous is this tat? Look at that. Total Recall by Acclaim. Arnie, thank you so much, because that game is really cool. Although, cool, I'm not sure, but I enjoyed it. And a good one to kind of... I love having the movie game kind of LCD handhelds. So I'm going to do a quick little pan of our collection of games. These are Game & Watches. Got quite a few of them. I had quite a few as presents. I think you bought me a couple as gifts, didn't you? We had a couple of good deals on eBay as well. And recently I look and you can't see deals like we used to have before.
Yeah,
you know,
it's still fun just paying like full whack for them. That's not part of the fun for us, is it? Just buying your way through it.
Yeah, and there's a couple of boxed ones down the bottom. I really like that Sistema, my first electronic game as well.
Oh, the Crosses.
Yeah, I just think it's really cool. These are the Sistema ones. And another favourite is we've got the Kellogg's Grand Prix LCD game and the PG Tips one, which we bought from Not Aberystwyth. Where did we get that from?
I can't remember. The Concorde one is pretty cool as well.
The Concorde one. Yeah, oh, the British Airways one.
British Airways, I see.
I'm holding this very awkwardly, but as you can see, that's quite a few of our games.
We are just behind Faye is the cabinet. Yeah, so these are the main gaming things. We've obviously got, I say obviously, we've got a PS4 and a Switch in here as well with PSVR. But
it's too modern, isn't it?
yeah, it's too modern, it doesn't count.
But
you
awesome.
know. And to be honest, we haven't got many games for that because I do the reviews. I get them sent, so it's all just installed.
Okay. I'm all about the VR.
Yes, or more specifically, Beat Saber. So yeah, this is the first, just to show you like the living room, how it all is. We've got, you know, those three things, the upright arcade machine, the cocktail arcade machine, and these in here.
Yeah.
But it's pretty tasteful, I think. It's not full of games, but then as we go back in the next sort of episode, whatever you want to call it, we'll show you the hallway, and that's when things start to really
I think
wrap
because
up.
in the past as well, we've had stuff hidden behind sofas in boxes, and although it looked like when we were posting to Instagram, everything was out, it was quite hard to keep
Track of where everything was.
We only had a 1-bedroom small flat, like a half-size flat, didn't we? It was almost like a studio, with open plan living room, kitchen, absolutely awesome flat, but
no room for
collectors,
games.
I mean, where would you put your stuff? Which is why we had trouble, didn't we? We literally used to hide it everywhere.
And I think that's what we've, in this flat now, just thought, oh, you know, let's just get as much out as we can, because I do think that before we end this video, you should show everyone your storage, your kind of cool storage idea for books and cables.
Okay.
Yeah.
So quite a lot of our wires and boring cables need to be housed. So our kind of solution was, I had the idea of picking up old school vintage suitcases. What era would you say they were from? They're all different. Like
they're from like the 40s up till the 70s, yeah.
But they're really cool. I literally put all our boring cables, little bits and general rubbish, knick-knacky things, I suppose.
It's full of instruction manuals and controllers and spare cables.
These ones, oh no.
You sounded like Phoebe then.
These ones have more cables and things in them today, and we had a lot of Amiga stuff from a gentleman who was one of the concierges at our last place, and that's like printers and stuff, so we've put these in there.
It's just a really cool way of, you know, making it. It's just a nice feature, and it keeps things out of the way.
Although when you do look for things and you're like, where's that going? And I don't know what case it's in. You're like, open all of them. And
but still,
yeah,
a good space saving idea.
Space saving idea for collectors. Subtle.
So that was just sort of a quick video showing just the living room really, and then we're going to go to the hallway next time.
Yeah, so basically that's the start of our games room, isn't it? Tour.
Yeah.
Games house tour.
Games flat tour.